What's up, Nana Nation and lovers of the Not After 30 podcast? What's up, everybody? Join me via technology. I got Brian Smith. What's up, baby?
How's it going?
And in my top left corner, Mr. Aaron Chalupa. What's up, baby?
Oh man, just got into Mississauga, hanging out with the dog and watching the Oilers game. Battle of Alberta, Battle of Alberta, BOA.
Nice, nice, nice. Gentlemen, cheers. Let's do this.
Yes, yes. Cheers.
Brian living his best life, drinking some water, staying hydrated.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're still on the carnivore diet,
Yeah. It started back up.
Yeah, when'd you start?
It's been on and off, but basically about a month ago. I've been eating more meat, so I haven't lost as much weight, but I've lost about 10 pounds.
Nice. Hey, 10 pounds is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've lost 17 since starting keto, but gained 10 on lockdown 2. So now that lockdown 2 is almost over, I'm hoping to get back, lose that 7 and get back to where I want to be.
Mm-hmm. All the shoveling will help.
Yeah, fucking right.
Jesus.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for downloading this podcast. We're gonna call this Friday Night Ketchup.
Friday
eh? All right,
ketchup.
catch up.
Friday Ketchup. Kind of like mustard, but better because we're ketchup and mustard's disgusting.
Ooh, hot takes. Chicagoans
I
getting very
love,
upset right now.
I love mustard. I
Uh,
love all
I
these different styles. Got the spicy, got the beer, got the honey Dijon, got the all that good stuff.
may I say I do like Dijon and full seed, and spicy mustard. I just don't like that bright yellow mustard.
Not just your typical Frenches, eh?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Mm.
It tastes maybe too tangy. I don't know what it is.
I think it's the name
I take it you
French's.
guys both like. Yeah, it's definitely because it's although I think I have French mustard ketchup in my
Ooh.
French ketchup.
You gotta support French's ketchup because
That's right. Because
Heinz
Heinz.
bailed on Leamington, so
Yes,
the
yes.
Fucking
Canadian the
bastard.
Canadian love story.
There
French's
should be a
Bye
story
bye.
on it. That'd be amazing. Oh
Oh
god.
man.
So
Alright.
I'm
we're
getting
gonna
motion
we're gonna
sickness
have
watching Aaron.
I'm, my
yeah. If you're just listening
my
to this
phone my
podcast, you
phone
also have the
case
option to watch us.
my phone case. There's like a little stand clicker at the back, and that broke. So I'm trying to figure out how to prop you guys up while I drink beer and watch hockey. I don't want to
Good
just
luck.
hold you guys the whole time. This is bullshit.
Why don't you just throw a toddler into the mix too?
Yeah,
I got my 180-pound baby, which is also a king shepherd. So yeah, he's pretty much the same thing as a fucking toddler.
no, he's a baby.
No, yeah,
He's
he's awesome compared to a
he's,
toddler.
he's not
Actually,
pretty much the same thing. He is the same thing.
um, I I've been locked down now for 3 months for the second time, and I'm
Yeah.
good to go back to work. Like I almost started driving for Uber Eats because I don't know how many of my skills would be transferable into another job, and I figure I can drive a car, so Uber Eats shouldn't be that hard. I was this close from joining Uber Eats because I can't stand being at home anymore. I love my kids. I love my wife. I need to get out of the house for more than like 10 seconds. My 10-second walk to the mailbox and then back. So I almost joined Uber Eats this week's guys.
Oh well.
Wow.
I would
Wow.
have supported you.
I mean,
It, I would get this order for Brian Smith. 8 steaks from the keg, please.
no, it would just be
I'd see the name.
Wendy's patties. You'd literally
Mm,
be the amount of
yeah.
Uber Eats I've gotten from Wendy's that's just burger patties.
No,
Hey,
It's
listen.
hey, I know
unbelievable.
you. You always
Wendy's,
order 3 pieces of cheesecake.
Wendy's burger, bunless burgers are awesome. They're keto and they're awesome.
Yeah, my
Bunless
man's all
burgers.
about the keto. He's
Yeah, man.
all about the keto.
Until I get too high and then I just start fucking eating everything in the fridge. Not
Mm.
keto.
You mentioned lockdown. Um, Danielle's a little stricter because of Sabrina, because of the little one. So our lockdown has basically I don't leave for work. I work from home, right? So I feel like I haven't left my house with the exception of getting groceries in since like in almost a year now. So I'm going
Yeah.
nuts.
Now,
I'm going a little nuts, and I'm a homebody, and I'm going nuts. So I'm ready to go.
I'm not a homebody. I'm going crazy. The last 3 months have felt like a year, and then we are on for 3 months and then off for 3 months. I can't. I'm good. I can't take it anymore. I know what every square inch of my house looks like, and I don't like that. So I'm not a huge fan of being locked in. Although same thing. We only leave the house for grocery shopping. I haven't seen my mother or my father. Actually, I saw my dad last week, but I haven't seen my mother in person in probably like 3 weeks now. It's just like I'm over all this stuff. Give me whatever fucking vaccine. Lie to me. Tell me it's a vaccine. I don't care. I just gotta get back to normal life, please.
Yeah.
I'll wear a mask. I don't give a shit about wearing a mask. Just get me out of this fucking house.
Yeah. At least you have a finished basement, though. At least you have a finished basement.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, you have a place to go hide for 10 minutes. You go hide for
No,
that 10
man.
minutes?
No. My kids are in the I'm going to shadow you when you want me not to be around. I'm going to be right next to you. I was telling Tim, the people who might listen to both pods will hear the story twice, but I was trying to take a shit and just get a little scroll on, catch up on the Hockey Town feed or Sports Town feed, and within 3 minutes of my ass cheeks hitting the bowl, I hear, "Daddy, what are you doing in there?" I don't know, kid. I'm in the bathroom.
You're gonna fucking
What do you think
shit.
I'm doing? Yeah.
Fucking smashing. I'm giving birth to your baby brother.
And they're like, "Can we come in?" No. And then you hear them like
You
push
don't
on
wanna.
the door. Yeah, exactly. They push in the door. I open the door just because they're making such a fuss. Open the door, like, fine, this is what it is. You want to see your dad on the John? Here, this is it. Take it in. And they're like, "Oh, Daddy, your poo-poo stinky." No shit. Why do you think there's a fucking door on the toilet, kid? Get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to shit in peace.
You want to tell me about smelly shit? Huh? Stella?
They're just happy that
Let
you're
me
home
tell you.
during the day.
Tell me, Stella,
excited.
your poop is not Bella. My God.
Oh my, it got me heated. Fuck. This White Claw got me roasting. But I'm happy to be talking to you guys because I feel like I actually haven't had a verbal conversation with someone who's not my wife or my almost 4 and almost 3-year-old. So it's nice.
Well,
it's nice, guys.
You're playing some hockey a little while ago with Dave and Neil and the boys, weren't you? I was excited. I was almost gonna buy tickets. What do they call that? Barstool fights there?
Oh shit.
I thought that was I really
Rowdy.
Brian, Rough and Rowdy?
Rough and Rowdy, yeah.
Yeah. Brian, I'm not sure because you like me have the Sports Town talk muted. I just check it more frequently than you do because I'm like, they're saying something. I just don't want to get all the freaking Bitcoin crap. But yeah, Neil and Anthony had quite the exchange, and I'm just picturing Anthony just like, I'm gonna tell you just. Thumbs of fire. Like, what's up, bud? Let's fucking go. Mano a mano. Let's play some posts. So when I heard that he was coming out to play hockey, I'm like, oh, it's on.
Yeah, well,
share the
Brian,
drama.
you know Neil, right?
Yeah, we played.
You know Neil?
Neil played with us hockey. That was fat.
Yeah,
Neil.
I wasn't sure.
That was fat Neil.
Yeah,
it's a different Neil.
But also, like, Fat Neil and Skinny Neil are the same shithead. So,
oh really? Here I thought it became really shitty when he got skinny, and he was like lovable and fun.
No, like, you guys think of like actors who were fat or dad bod who got fit, and you're like, okay, awesome.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Chris Pratt is still cool. Skinny Neil and Fat Neil are both shitheads. They're okay. Now, before I say my next sentence, Brian, you have siblings, right?
Yes.
Where do you lie in that?
I am the youngest, so I have 2 older sisters.
Shit.
He doesn't lie. He bends over.
And then, Aaron, you're the youngest too, right?
Of 5, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, you guys can relate when I say this, is the youngest is the biggest shithead in the family because the tiers of abuse you have to take, you just get this really thick skin that you can rebound from anything.
No, I disagree. Like, everyone in my family will probably say the biggest shithead for us growing up. Like, I love Mike to death, but it would be the middle child, Mike. He would just prod and poke everybody, and either one he could push back because he was bigger than a lot of us, or 2, Kevin would just beat the shit out of him, my oldest brother. Like,
Yeah.
he put him in a hockey bag and threw him, like, off the stairs.
That's a good move.
And like, he was talking back to my dad one time, and he was just like, and my dad's like, "What was that?" And then Kevin just threw him down the stairs, and then Mike's like, "Ah!" And my dad's like, "Oh, that sounds like that hurt." Doesn't even get up off the chair just to see if he's okay.
Total dad move too.
Yeah.
Just like laughing.
Yeah, I was like
I don't want to deal with this. Just you guys figure it out.
I think Kevin was like 17 and Mike would have been like 13 or 12 at the time. So yeah, I just tossed him.
What I mean by that is I feel like I'm the oldest, right? And
Yeah.
I think my brother
You're
being
not
in the
a
middle,
shithead at
like,
all.
yeah, it's a different kind of shithead. It's more like of an entitled shithead. I can say because I get it, but
yeah.
So the middle, yes, you're right. The middle child is the worst. We can all agree on that. The youngest just has a Dave is a total shithead. But they get a kind of that callous where they can take the verbal and physical abuse a little bit better than say I wouldn't be able to take the physical and mental abuse that my brother took because I just didn't have as many reps as he did by taking the abuse.
Fair enough.
So Neil is kind of like the ultimate. He's kind of like the middle and the baby rolled into one. So he's used to taking the abuse because for years, like they nicknamed him on his old baseball team, Nancy, because he was such a fucking pussy.
Oh.
And then on top of that, like he was like the fat, lovable guy who was also a shithead, who had some sports knowledge and ability.
He's a farva. From Super
yeah,
I
exactly.
Get a liter of cola
for a cop. You're gonna fucking spin it now, aren't you? But anyway, so we have a lot of banter. I've known Neil for a long, long time, but he's also a guy who likes to be the first to the punch, who likes to break news in our group and all that stuff. And I just can't take some of his shit sometimes. So of course I gotta clap back and do all that stuff. But it's all good and fun because when I saw Neil,
what exactly happened though? What did he say that got under your skin?
I can't remember 100%.
I'm not sure how it started, but it started getting into like who is a better hockey player than you, and then Neil's like using stats from his men's league.
As someone who played with Neil and Anthony, I think Anthony's a better hockey player. Though it wasn't on ice, so I don't know about skating skill. But
yeah,
I think Anthony's a better hockey player.
Hockey.
I think Anthony's more well-rounded of a player. He probably has about the same hands that Neil has offensively, but defensively.
I also play defense, and Neil did not play defense at all.
Exactly.
Neil plays at the other team's blue line. I play at my team's blue line.
Yeah.
But like when we played ball hockey, we're all at the same disadvantage playing ball hockey. I thought Neil was a good player. He's like the William Nylander, where he's got skill, but he doesn't have the heart. Like he's not getting the corners. He's not digging.
He's the Kovalev.
Yeah, right. Like okay, whoever, like whatever you want to put on him, that's fine.
Yeah.
And I don't take anything away from him. He's like, oh, I'd smoke you on. Like, you'd probably be. I haven't been on skates in like 5 or 6 years. You're probably gonna be better.
Shape of my life, Anthony. Just the shape.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, like, yeah. Okay, dude. Like, yeah. You waited until your 30s and you have a kid to get in your best shape. I was in the best shape of my life in my prime when I was single. So I'll take that any day. And I just didn't find like whatever with Neil. It's always the same thing. He always thinks he has a one up, and if I have to put him in his place, so be it. But I'll also let him run his mouth. He's a little.
It was like the equivalent. It got to a bunch of different topics, so like who's better at what and everything like that. Like baseball came up and all this other shit. It's kind of like the equivalent of you, Brian, when you're chirping with Dave, and like it gets into politics, it gets into like sports talk. It's just like, you don't understand this sport. It's like, well, I played that sport. It's like, what? No, you didn't.
The only thing worse than the cryptocurrency talk is political talk.
Oh my God, when me and Dave went at it over Milton, I was like, buddy, you don't even live in Milton. Why are you arguing with me about the infrastructure of Milton?
He was the first one in Milton, but yeah, I get it. Yeah, and when it comes to Neil, like, there's no hard feelings, obviously, from my end. And, like, we hung out, we were having a good laugh. And he was the only guy that fucking fell. Actually, no, Dave actually fell too, but He's the only guy that wiped out, so I don't know what Neil's talking about. And any day he wants to bring it, I'm cool with it, whatever. And whatever.
Well, my hockey gear's in my SUV right now, so I'm ready to go on Everboard.
You know what? So I was asking Brian. I was, do you skate? Like, do you
I
play
haven't
ice
been
hockey?
on skates in 8 years. I
Yeah.
was doing the math.
So I
Sounds like a time.
So the last time we were on skates was probably around the same time. So I'm on, like, listen, it's the competition isn't like, it's not steep competition.
Oh yeah.
If you want, I didn't know what kind of condition your knee was in. This is all stuff that people who are listening don't give a shit about. But we could probably talk about this at any other point. Why don't we get into this fucking podcast?
You know who else plays pickup hockey sometimes? Adam Sandler.
Beauty
Happy
segue.
Gilmore. Happy Gilmore. Well, I gave a segue too, but it's like, I know you. You always order three pieces of cheesecake. And that's from Rob Schneider's character, the delivery guy in Big Daddy. So I was like, is that too early? That might be too early.
Yeah, so
That
this
was a
all
good
stems
segue.
from our group chat about Adam Sandler movies. And I said, like I'm not really that much of an Adam Sandler fan. And which apparently was like big news for people. And I get it, I guess. Like, Adam Sandler is super popular. It's not that I don't like Adam Sandler. I was going through his movies. There are a handful of them that I like, but for the most part, like, a lot of them I think aren't really good.
So you didn't like Happy Gilmore?
I didn't think it was all that great. Like, yeah,
like this is what blew me away, is that you are like, it seems that the movies that you don't like are his earlier the earlier work.
yeah. So I was looking at his movies
work.
in order, right?
Yeah.
Because I was curious, because there was a time where Adam Sandler was the biggest up and coming comedic actor, and
Absolutely.
right,
Yeah.
and
Stand-up,
everyone,
Seeing
no matter what,
comedy. He had
yeah,
his CDs comedy. They're all
Right.
laughing
SNL.
too.
SNL, yeah, like there's a lot to like love about Adam Sandler, and I'm not
Fuck
again.
you and all your fish-eating lesbian friends. I'm coming out of the booth.
I'm not saying that Adam Sandler is bad or anything. I just, like, Happy Gilmore was like okay in my books. Like, I watched it once. I should go back and watch it to see if it holds up. But I never. I remember watching it laughing, but not thinking like, I can't. It wasn't for me like what Old School was. When I watch Old School, I want to watch it as soon as it was over. I started thinking to myself like, oh my god, this movie's so funny. Vince Vaughn's hilarious. Like, I was just. It didn't hit me in
Vince
that
Vaughn
same
was
way.
amazing in that. I was like, who the
Yeah.
fuck is this guy? Like, and I'm like, Will Ferrell, that's the guy from Night at the Roxbury? What the fuck?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was like it was a star-making movie. What it was. Anyways, I want to go through Adam Sandler's movies to see like where they fall for you guys and where they fall for me, and see if there's much crossover, because he's got some major duds.
Can we like look up like IMDb or something like that? And
I
just
have
go
it
through
pulled
some
up.
like. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
Brian, like you are my brother from another mother.
Okay, so okay, are you gonna start with Going Overboard?
I'm gonna start with.
I never saw that.
I'm gonna start with ones that I think everyone knows at least.
Okay,
General ones, yeah.
can I start with Going Overboard?
Go
Because
ahead.
for me, I remember now, and this is good, totally going to date everything, but it's all good. I remember begging my dad to rent Going Overboard at Queen's Video, and I remember seeing it and recognizing Adam Sandler. This is 1989, so it would have been 7 years old. Aaron Chupa was just born, and I was thinking, I was like, you were born in 89?
Oh, I thought you said 87. Sorry,
No,
I was
89.
I was born in 89. My bad.
Yeah, I thought so. So I remember begging my dad, like, please, Dad, this guy's hilarious. You rent the movie, and the movie is a fucking dud. He breaks the fourth wall in the movie, so he always talks to the audience while everything's going on. It was so bad. I remember my dad just giving me shit for renting this stupid movie, and at that point, I think that started in the back of my head, subconsciousness, about how much I didn't like Adam Sandler movies. All right. Anyways, I just wanted to talk about Going Overboard.
Fair enough. I vaguely remember Going Overboard back from my Blockbuster days as being absolutely trash.
Yeah, it wasn't a good movie.
Now, the first
like, this
movie
is-
I think of that people would probably know because it also hits on an SNL skit is Coneheads. I think that's kind of the first one.
Yeah, that is pretty much his first. Like, I think Going Overboard was his like he was a main character in it, correct, Anthony?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah. Where Coneheads, I think he just had like that little like, oh yeah, there were so many cameos in that movie.
Yeah,
So many.
all SNL movies have that, but
Yeah.
I don't remember.
This one
him
was
in
heavy
Coneheads.
though. This one was like all the famous guys, like
Yeah.
and other people too. Like Kramer was in there. Freaking Sinbad was in there.
Eddie Griffin.
Yeah, David Spade. Like, yeah, so many guys. Like, it just the list just kept going. Everybody was in there.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I remember from
Phil
Coneheads
Hartman
was
too, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Phil Hartman.
Oh, Phil Hartman for sure. Yeah. All I remember is them eating the sub and thinking it was like the hilarious blowjob joke. That's all I remember from Airheads, and I didn't even know Adam Sandler was in that movie until I looked up Adam Sandler movies and realized
it's such a good movie. Such a good movie.
Coneheads, Coneheads, not a bad movie. Airheads, another Adam Sandler movie. Brendan Fraser.
I own that on
Steve
DVD. I bought that. Fucking love it.
Yeah.
I always wanted to watch it and never saw it.
Yeah, Chris Farley entertaining in that movie.
David Arquette's in that too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Chris Farley's in Coneheads as well. He plays the boyfriend. It's so good.
Yeah. So,
okay, jump to Madison. Billy Madison.
Oh man, you're gonna skip Mixed
on.
Nuts.
I never saw it.
Christmas movie. Steve Martin.
Oh, Steve Martin.
Never
Adam
saw it.
Sandler's in that.
Adam Sandler's in it. Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to watch that then.
Yeah.
There's a few Steve Martin classics I haven't watched so much, but I love them.
Yeah, I watched Mixed Nuts a few years ago with Danielle over Christmas time. It's okay. It's not bad. But once again,
does it hold up though?
Leave it. Take it or leave it. Then we get to Billy Madison.
Yeah.
The launch.
Yeah.
This is definitely a springboard.
Yeah.
Oh, Anthony's getting high. The addict.
Oh, I'm already been high, bro. I just got off recording with Tim Carr.
Oh,
so you can't not be high.
I miss Tim.
Yeah.
You know what? Tim was actually asking about you. He wants you to come on to his new Bearded and Bored podcast.
I would love to. I miss that guy. I want to hang out with him once. Like that. We'll talk about this later. I miss all my Ontario friends. I moved to Ontario and I can't hang out with anybody.
It is
moving on. Moving on.
Okay, moving on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to cry.
Yeah.
Okay, Billy Madison.
You're not cool if you don't pee your pants.
Pee your pants.
It's very important that you understand.
If peeing your pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis.
Yeah, like Billy Madison for like a 90s movie is a classic.
What's the line? It's like, would you rather Jack Nicholson or Meg Ryan? Jack Nicholson, what is it? Like 82 or 94? 94. He's thinking Meg Ryan. And Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald's so funny in that too.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
What day is it today?
Is great in
October?
That. And I will say, I find it very entertaining that anytime I hear "Renegade" by Styx, I think of this movie.
Oh my god, Sandler loves Styx.
Pool. Like absolutely hammered. I don't know why. And then things like just the penguin, like him constantly
when Chris Farley makes out with the penguin at the end.
Yeah.
Now I've only seen Billy Madison once, but
you gotta watch it again.
I know that there are a handful of these movies that I want to go out and watch. Some for the first time, some for the second time.
We should record. We should record while watching it together.
Push play,
and then we'll condense it. We'll edit it at the end.
I'm in for that. Okay, but we can all agree Billy Madison's big thumbs up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
my god.
Okay.
So then, Happy Gilmore's
three
next.
thumbs up. The third thumb is my erection.
Happy Gilmore's next.
Your giant clit. Yeah, Happy Gilmore for me was like, I don't know. I thought it was cool because it was a hockey based movie, but it broke the common sense barrier for me and became too cartoony. Like I don't agree.
I think it's the other way around. I think I figured Billy Madison is just like nonsense, almost like every half hour. Like it has a plot line, but it's just bananas. Like it's just like throwing a joke here, throwing a joke there. That's ridiculous there. But like Happy Gilmore is actually like, okay, Adam Sandler has to act in this movie.
Yeah, I stand true to the comments that I made in the group chat, which was I need to rewatch it again. Just
big time.
But I don't remember it fondly, so it makes me believe that it wasn't that good.
Well,
check beer.
If you rewatch it, you will know that Julie Bowen, aka the mother from Modern Family, is his love interest in that movie, which like when I put two and two together, it blew my mind. Like absolutely.
She was so hot in that movie.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? Hot take or personal opinion, I think she's hotter in Modern Family.
Ooh.
You know, she looks good in Modern Family, but she gives off such. But she also gives off such a big Karen vibe that I think it would kill the boner a little bit.
Oh, I wouldn't say she's such a Karen in that one. She's like border Karen, but like I wouldn't classify her as a complete Karen.
And
did you guys?
If you had that husband, then maybe you're a little more of a Karen.
Oh my God, Phil! Don't we all just want to be Phil?
Yeah.
Did you guys watch Bulletproof?
Yep.
I did watch Bulletproof. I owned Bulletproof on VHS.
Anthony, before we get to Bulletproof, can we all talk about Happy Gilmore? Can we, Anthony? Yeah. It's not just us asking you about Adam Sandler movies. It's all of us sharing a Adam Sandler experience.
Don't let me get in the way. Go ahead.
So just I'm gonna pump the brakes a little.
All right, yeah, go.
Do you guys remember watching? Except for Anthony, Brian, do you remember seeing like Happy Gilmore on CBC?
No.
So maybe it's just an out west thing because I only grew up with 3 channels: CBC, French CBC, and CTV. Yeah. And then the other one was Line or Aux, which would be the channel you would go to play video games. And it'd be like every 3 months they would play Happy Gilmore on CBC. And they would bleep everything out. It was hilarious. I'm like, why are you playing this? But it's because he played hockey, and they like promoted golf. And I think, what's his fucking name? There's the older guy that was on SCTV, and he's the jackass guy, and he's Canadian. I forget his name right now, but he's like one of the classic SCTV guys with like John Candy and Martin Short
Richard
and all those
Kiel.
guys. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like Canadian comedy legend.
You know what I never got was Adam Sandler, a New York guy, but he's a Bruins fan in the movie. Like you think he'd be a Rangers or I don't know what he is in real life, but
I don't know what he is in real life either. But I think that's
real life, but it's entertaining nonetheless. Him getting the shit kicked out of him by Bob Barker.
The price is wrong, Bob.
The price is wrong, bitch.
But yeah, like I thought it was kind of cool that it was a Bruins as opposed to being like 96, I don't know, was it Mighty Ducks or something? Like I'm glad that it was an original 6 team, like a team with something as opposed to Washington Capitals or something.
Well,
like that.
You know what? Saying that, it was because it was like a tough team, right? It's the big bad Bruins.
Oh, okay,
I could see him being a Phillies fan
or something. Yeah, okay, sounds
like the Flyers and shit. So like it'd be like one of the 2 teams, the Eastern Coast.
Yeah.
And then like one of those 2 like really rough and tumble. He's not going to be a Guy Lafleur fan. Like,
but he's only a Quebec Nordiques Guy Lafleur fan.
Tony Twist. I love Tony Twist and Quebec Nordiques.
Yeah.
And do you think it means more to like Canadians because it's a hockey based movie?
I don't think so.
I
think so because hockey in the U.S. is kind of like
hockey wasn't common in the 90s.
Yeah.
We had. I was actually just listening to the Rob Lowe interview on Joe Rogan, and they're talking about like he was talking about how unusual Patrick Swayze was in Youngblood, and then he's like, I actually thought that Keanu Reeves was a French Canadian goalie. And he's like, it's not that he was that good of an actor. I just thought that he was that good at playing goalie. It's like, oh, we just got this guy to come in and play goalie. Like his accent was rather funny. Like,
That's so.
but yeah,
funny.
like hockey wasn't the biggest thing. So I think because hockey is incorporated in it, and he's wearing the jersey, and he's hilarious. Like I think that was a big like pickup. And then you had Apollo Creed play Chubbs, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The alligator or the
what
crocodile.
A villain.
Oh
what
yeah,
a villain.
Yeah.
Like there
Such
are
a
a lot
good
of
villain.
elements of this movie that are really, really good. The crocodile, alligator, whatever it was, really threw me for a loop though, because it looks so shitty.
You took Chubbs' hand. Your
Yeah.
eye, only got one eye.
I do want to rewatch it at some point and then give you guys a fresh review on it.
Please.
But I mean, as we're talking about it, there's a lot of laughs in there, but I still don't love the movie. It's not one
him in the batting cage, and then when he comes back to his girlfriend's place or his own place, and his girlfriend leaves him, he's like licking the intercom. It's like, I want to kiss you all over. The Asian lady comes
I
up.
remember that part of the movie.
Oh, it's right at the beginning. It's incredible. It's incredible. I love it.
Okay, so I never saw Bulletproof, so I don't know anything about that.
Bulletproof is really good.
Yeah, I saw Bulletproof, and I think it's just Damon Wayans has a certain dynamic. Him and Adam Sandler have a good dynamic in that movie. I also find it entertaining. I was just thinking about that movie a little bit more because Damon Wayans is the cop in that movie, and Adam Sandler is the criminal, right?
Brian, are you starting up a race issue?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. No, but
the racist comic returns.
I think if it was flipped, it doesn't age well, that movie. I think if Adam Sandler is the undercover cop and Damon Wayans is the criminal, it doesn't age as well, is what I was going to say.
I actually thought the movie was pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Brian.
I think people get their back up about stuff like that these days, that's all.
I think you're right.
I agree. I think people are like, oh, we can't do that. Why not? Why can't a black guy be a cop and a white guy be, some criminal that's
also
trying to like help out?
Also, thank you for mentioning that during Black History Month, Brian.
I'm just looking out for you guys.
Next up, arguably one of the biggest.
I think this is my favorite Adam Sandler movie. If you're gonna say,
The Wedding Singer, yeah,
right, yeah.
Very
this is my favorite.
Drew Barrymore at her peak, Adam Sandler maybe at his.
He's still riding the high. Riding the high.
I mean, two young Hollywood up and comers. Just like such an awesome movie, and I really like.
It's just amazing.
The music is really
amazing.
good.
Like Somebody Kill
good.
Me is fucking hilarious.
And like how he just goes to everybody too, like when he's doing Love Stinks, and he like all the freaks at table 9, the fat guy at table 4, the sideburns lady. Yeah. Like, sir, one more outburst from you. I'm gonna struggle with my microphone.
I think also like one of the key points of this movie is like really a character that no one really explored before. Like you never had a movie about a wedding singer before. It's a very original idea too.
Yeah, truly,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And just little subtle things like Billy Idol being in the movie is hilarious as well. He's like, because we let our first class passengers basically do anything. Like when he's it's like
the Mile High Club.
A pre 9/11 world.
And so I was just gonna say, it's like I love the character George too. George is incredible. It's just like, so like I was gonna pass things off to George while I take a break. Steve Buscemi being the drunk, best man.
That's one thing about Sandler movies that I really love is he keeps his clique close.
Oh yeah.
And all of his guys. I think.
The really limo special. Driver guy. I don't know their names, but it's like always the limo driver.
The guy from Grandma's Boy.
Yeah. There's like the three guys. They were the three best friends in Big Daddy, which we'll get to. But like they're super recurring, which is awesome. Reoccurring, pardon me. And then I was gonna bring up too in The Wedding Singer. What was the fucking? I love how they give like subtle like hints of what's coming up in the future, where they're like, oh yeah, this is so great, that's so great, all this stuff. Like they got the DeLorean, and they're like, oh yeah, we got a CD player. Oh, let's put let's put it on the record player. It's like, no, it's CD. We need to, let's put a record in the CD player. But the best one was when what is it, Linda? She comes back to him, and then she's wearing his Van Halen t-shirt. It's like, take off the Van Halen t-shirt before you jinx it and you fucking break up the band. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, that did happen. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's all Linda's fault.
Yeah. Oh man. It's I was trying to remember the guy's name,
One of my
his
favorites.
friend's name, by the way.
Favorites.
I had to look it up. It's Alan Covert, the guy, the grandma's boy guy who basically is in every
10
single
Seconds
Adam Sandler
Sam.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's in everything.
Yeah.
Next up, Waterboy.
I
Two
love
thumbs
Waterboy.
down.
What?
Ooh.
The
because you don't.
voice is so stupid.
It's because you don't like football. That's the whole thing.
No. I love XFL. I do not like this movie. This fucking bullshit voice. Oh my! I couldn't handle it. I couldn't get through this
Bobby
movie.
Boucher.
The voice alone ruined it for me.
I think what makes Waterboy for me a good movie, like, take all the football out of it, take the Gatorade, H2O.
Oh my god! I forgot about
Henry
that.
Winkler.
Oh my
Henry
please, guys! I'm
Winkler.
gonna have anxiety attack. Please stop.
Henry Winkler as Coach Klein, maybe one of the most randomly cast but best roles ever.
Sitting on the football. It's like,
I absolutely love when Henry Winkler just leans into stuff like that. It just makes it so much better. I think he's great. And for me, him and Kathy Bates make the movie Waterboy.
I was just gonna say, it's like, and a big curveball, Kathy Bates, Oscar-nominated actress.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was gonna
or
say,
Oscar winner, I think.
Oscar
maybe.
winner. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when Adam Sandler, he is Hollywood's it guy for comedic movies. I'm sure when he calls people like Kathy Bates, they say yes because they get what the big deal is about him.
She's like, paycheck, yeah.
Yeah.
Paycheck over passion. Thank you very much.
She, for sure, I get the cameos and all that, but I didn't think the movie was all that great. I get it, whatever. I know a lot of people did like it. For me, that's where it starts to like, it gets worse a couple movies later for me, but this is where it starts to decline.
So much worse.
Okay.
Yeah, so much
worse. So next is Big Daddy. I love Big Daddy. Big Daddy has a special spot in my heart. Like, I think it's hilarious. I love when they go to the park, and he
drops a stick,
dropping sticks and tripping rollerbladers.
That's my boy.
I think it's hilarious. And the McDonald's freak out at breakfast. Oh
yeah.
my god! Like,
pissing on the wall.
Yeah,
like talking to Steve Buscemi.
For me, Big Daddy is like a 3.5 out of 5. Like, it just makes it over the barrier of standability. The reason being, the whole movie itself is like a whole sad song, and you know what's gonna happen. Everything's very predictable in the movie. Yeah, there's funny moments, but you're gonna expect that in a comedy. I thought it was just an okay movie. I know a lot of people really liked it. For me, it was just okay. It was. If you put that up for me against Wedding Singer and even Billy Madison, I still put those two movies above Big Daddy.
I still watch Big Daddy, and I'm like, that would be me if I was a dad. That's me as a dad. I look at that, like, I watch that movie, and I look at my brother Kevin, because like Kevin was, he's 11 years older than me, my oldest brother, and I was like, this would be Kevin if he had to look after me, and my parents just disappeared. He'd be like, all right, you pissed the bed. All right, we'll get some newspapers.
Yeah. See, you know,
he'd be watching hockey. He'd be like, this is like, I'd be like, Kangaroo Song. He'd like, there's a penalty shot in overtime. This happens like one every fucking 50 years. You need to shut the fuck up right now and get out of the way of the TV. I'm like, Kangaroo Song. Yeah. All right.
Brian, you might be able to back me up on this one, but I thought that too. I thought for sure I was going to be like Adam Sandler in Big Daddy the thing is, there's this thing called the mom or the wife or whatever, the baby mama, whatever your situation is. that don't allow you to be the cool dad. You have to be the responsible dad. So it doesn't really work out as much as you would. I called my kid the other day. I said, "Hey, you little C-word, get over here." And Brittany's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, she doesn't know what that word means." Brittany's like, "Well, what if she starts repeating it? What if she starts walking around being cunt, 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 cunt?" I'm like, that would be
And she didn't hear
hilarious.
it from me.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm just saying, like, yeah, of course we all want to be Adam Sandler and Big Daddy, but moms aren't cool with that.
One of the other things that just came
Less than
back to me
Hooters.
about Big Daddy, I had to double check because I was like, I'm pretty sure it was Big Daddy. Rob Schneider is the delivery driver.
Yeah.
And the Hop Anonymous.
Is that the movie with Scuba Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole thing was bullshit.
Sam.
He just fucking disappears for 10 seconds and comes back in full scuba gear in New York City. Get the fuck out of here.
It's just a bunch of stuff put together.
Yeah.
He's got flippers. He owns everything. He look at the flat that he owns in New York City.
Yeah.
And he works at a fucking
neon light. Yeah.
He's the toll
Moving
booth
on.
operator, right?
No,
that's
before we move on. Oh, so fuck. There's so many good lines. I love when he's like telling Julian, he's like, "Oh yeah, like, you know, the fathers aren't that great, you know, like whatever. Like we'll just make this work. Look at that kid. He probably had a good life, and then his father messed him up. Hey buddy, who won the Jets game? Who cares? You're mad at your father, not at me." He's like, "Oh, I hate my father." And then the teacher being like, "Your son's the smelly kid in class."
Oh, like, yeah, that's pretty funny.
I let my kid be the smelly kid in class. What the fuck's the matter with me?
I would say this is another, like, you know, like middle of the road Sandler movie for me, and I would not go back and rewatch this movie.
It's a rewatch for me. It's one of those where, like, as like we just quoted like more lines from this movie than I think any other Adam Sandler movie we've talked about.
Tara and I watched this 2 months ago. We fucking just died laughing.
Yeah. Next up is probably one of my least favorite movies that people actually like from Adam Sandler, and that's Little Nicky.
I don't mind it.
Hate Little
Nicky. When I was a kid, I loved it. Older now, it's not that good.
Yeah.
For me, could not stand this movie. Another shitty accent. I couldn't deal with it. Everything was just like too hokey. It was just too. This is all time for me. I'm pretty sure. I haven't gone through.
I wouldn't say it's an accent. I'd say it's a voice.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
I'm from the South.
Was not down with it at all. There is a rebound a little bit for the next couple movies for me for Adam Sandler, but this hands down is Adam Sandler's worst movie in my opinion. I'm pretty sure.
When you have Patricia Arquette as the love interest, you're not doing very well.
Yeah, and
maybe
shot
it's
to
just
Harvey
a favor.
Keitel overall in his career, but horrible in that as well. So we're just gonna move along to Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Cute romantic rom-com.
Just quickly, just jumping back to Little Nicky again. His best buddy, who's in every single fucking movie, does a great job in that one, being the really weird roommate.
Yeah,
fucking hilarious.
That's true.
When he opens up the Coke and sips it, he's like, "This Coke tastes like a Pepsi." Can I kill someone? I've always wanted to kill someone.
Yeah.
That's it. Moving on.
So Punch Drunk Love. Anyone seen Punch Drunk Love recently?
Yeah. No, not recently.
Punch Drunk Love.
I remember taking a girl to this movie on a blind date. It was fine. The date wasn't good. Nothing ever happened. The movie was okay. It was kind of cute. Whatever. I'm not rewatching this movie either, but I remember it being a cute movie.
I watched this movie with my dad, and like the first 45 minutes, we were looking at each other like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "I don't know. It's Adam Sandler. Like, I thought it was gonna be good or like very funny." The only part that I was a big fan of was when he had the hammer and he just busts the patio window, or patio door, I should say. And then he just screams, and then he's also talking to his brother-in-law, who's a dentist. Like, he's like talking about like.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it 79%.
I think it's
Fresh.
so as a movie.
I understand that people like it.
If you
I wasn't a big
remove
fan.
it from the like funny Adam Sandler side and you just look at it objectively as a movie, it's probably Wedding Singer. I think was the first indication, but this to me was the next indication that hey, Adam Sandler actually has some decent acting chops.
Range.
Yeah, he has
Yeah.
he has some range because like shit spirals out of control in this movie, right? Like he's a pretty normal dude that things just go downhill, right? He's getting extorted. There's a lot of problems going on, and you really get to see his acting, and also Paul Thomas Anderson's a pretty good director and writer. Like hit and miss at times, but like overall, I liked this movie. It took a rewatch for me to appreciate it because it's kind of the same thing. The first time I saw this, I think it was with my buddy Gabby at the theaters, and we were just like, "Oh, this is not what we thought it would be," and then yeah, just a letdown.
Yeah, I would probably rewatch this movie now that I'm married as a date night movie, but I wouldn't rewatch this with my dad.
Yeah. Mr. Deeds next on the
Yeah,
list.
yeah, that wasn't really good for me either. Trust me, it's like when I watched Knocked Up with my parents. Like, you better not do this. I'm like, what? Like, do this and then have 5 kids like you guys?
Mr. Deeds was a redemption movie for me for Adam Sandler. I thought this was like a pretty funny comedy. His toe, I remember that toe being a big deal. It kind of weird, like the whole Hallmark cards writer thing, but yeah, I thought it was a funny movie. Oh, a decent comedy, a decent 2000s comedy.
It's a pretty regurgitated like storyline. Like, it's pretty much the same as what was the movie? Alfie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alf
Similar to that.
or Alfie?
Russell Brand did the remake, and it's pretty much the same. It's like just a nice guy with $1 billion and he wants to stay humble. Don't get me wrong. Like I thought Mr. Deeds. I saw it in theaters actually. I thought it was really funny and also a really good story. Him having the frostbitten foot, so good.
Yeah.
Go ahead, hit it as hard as you can.
Yeah. We go animated 8 Crazy Nights, Hanukkah movie. It was okay.
Not bad. I thought it was going to be better. But still not bad.
Yeah.
Never saw it.
And then I think we start to hit a decent, what I call a revival run for him. So Anger Management's the next one. I thought Anger Management was pretty solid.
Well. I out of all honesty, I thought when I remember watching it, I remember thinking, I thought it'd be better. But that's actually a movie I would like to go back and watch. Obviously, like Jack Nicholson is which one's the golfer? Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson.
Nicholson.
You're thinking about
Jack. Yeah, the golfer. Yeah.
Phil Nicholson, Jack Nicholson,
especially with Jack Nicholson today and his health today. I would like to go back and watch it and give it another assessment. But I remember watching it and I thought it was pretty good. But I would like to rewatch it.
And no, I think he was in other movies, but Luis Guzman starts to
God,
his movies. I love Luis Guzman. I think he's fucking
so good. He's in everything.
I'm watching the most recent season of Shameless, and he is a big role in it. He's killing it. And I don't know if you guys saw the memes from the Super Bowl with The Weeknd looking a lot like Luis Guzman, but I have been every time I see him, I think of The Weeknd now. I can't stop laughing.
Man.
I love Luis Guzman in Waiting.
Yeah. He's
so
great
good
in Waiting. He's really good in Waiting.
The head chef is just fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Get show my. You can't be like, hey, look at my dick. I have to be creative.
him and Dane Cook. Oh god.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
And look where Dane Cook is now. I think Luis Guzman is lighter than Dane Cook and probably better shape.
Yeah, probably.
Luis Guzman is pretty heavy right now.
50 First Dates. Next one up.
Oh yeah, the rekindling with Drew Barrymore. I mean, they got such great chemistry. I remember seeing this movie, thinking it was great. I love the Hawaii, like it being based in Hawaii, and just like seeing Hawaii. I like this movie. This was a good movie.
Yeah, I agree.
I really liked it.
I think.
And this is.
Go ahead, Aaron.
I was gonna say another a little bit more of a standout recurring character. Finally, is Drew Barrymore's dad. Now I don't know his name, but he plays Farmer Fran on Waterboy. He plays like the head demon in Little Nicky. He's got that really deep, raspy voice. Very, very funny guy. I'm really happy that he was Drew Barrymore's dad. And then you also have Sean Astin, a very, very fit Sean Astin,
Yeah.
who has a funny list. But yeah, loved how it's in Hawaii. Very funny. I remember watching this with my family. We all laughed. It was great. Like no,
Yeah, this was a great.
It was a good save
great...
from Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. And then while we're talking about Adam
Hey,
Sandler,
Mr. Peanut Buttercup.
we get to Spanglish.
Yeah, let me get on this one early. Went on a date with Natalie. Fuck, can't remember her name. Natalie Portman. She gave me a hand job in her car afterwards. This was a great movie. I remember thinking this. Okay, for me, this is where Adam Sandler really made a turn from a comedic actor to a rom-com actor, where it seemed like he just only did rom-coms, and he kind of gave validity to like funny guys who are maybe below average good looking, I guess, as being like viable dates for girls. And this is really, I feel like this shift. Like I felt like this was a big shift. Maybe I don't know. Maybe got married at this time or something, or had kids or something. But you definitely saw a shift in Adam Sandler.
He got married way before. It was when his kids were getting a bit older, I think.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what was going on with him during, what was this, 2004. But this was like a real coming of age movie for me. And I remember watching this movie, and that scene where he goes to his restaurant and he starts just cooking because he's on after this date or whatever, this girl, and he has so much passion in what he's doing. That scene sticks out of my mind as really a sweet moment. So I really enjoyed this movie for that aspect. But I was happy that he didn't do any fucking voices or any fucking. He was just Adam Sandler playing Adam Sandler in a movie.
For sure. I can agree with that. You kind of touched on it, and once again, this kind of shows that, like he has those acting chops, right? So I really like Spanglish with that. All right,
yeah.
Let's breeze through these. Longest Yard, the remake of The Longest
Yard.
The
remake. I didn't think this was very good. I remember watching it and thinking to myself, like, I wanted to go back and watch the original to see how it held up. Cameo, or I mean, a role by Joey Coco Diaz, which is kind of cool. Burt Reynolds makes a return. I like a lot of things in that about that, but for me, it just wasn't very good. I don't know.
Yeah, I have zero interest in The Longest Yard, and that's weird for me to say because I like normally any football movie gets me, but like I literally saw this movie once and never watched it again. Like I don't know why, it just rubbed me the wrong way.
Does Adam Sandler remind you? Like, do you think Adam Sandler star quarterback? Like, talk about bad casting. Like, no, like if anything, he could have been the kicker.
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't know. The whole thing, like maybe Chris Rock's role was like one of the saving graces, but even that like did nothing for me.
The whole prison aspect for me, like I don't know, like I didn't like the whole prison thing, like with the more feminine prison inmates there as like as the cheerleaders. I'm like, it's not very funny. It seemed like really cheap laughs there.
Some cheap heat.
And yeah. I don't know, like, that whole part I didn't really like. What I did love was the wrestlers involved and all the ex-football players involved. I thought that was really
like the cameos.
Yeah, Kevin Nash in there and Adam Sandler and Chris Rock saying like he was the funniest guy on set. It's like nobody compared to Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash was the funniest guy, and then like you got Stone Cold and
big sexy.
A lot of those guys played football before.
That's right. Yeah.
Even the wrestlers too. And I thought that was so cool, and like I thought they were really funny. Like Kevin Nash, again, just the funniest guy in my opinion in that whole show. Where it's just like if you cry, I'll cry with you. It's like, you sound like my mother. Get away from me. It's like, why are you mad at me? All I did was care.
Yeah.
So there were some cheap laughs in there, but I thought that part was good. It as a movie in a whole, no, I would give it like 5 out of 10. Like, I have it on DVD somewhere, I think, but I'm not crazy about it.
Click.
Moving on.
Click. Next movie. Not fan.
Yeah,
Luke's
no.
not fan.
So bad.
You know,
so
I'll
bad.
tell you this. Love the concept. Way too sappy. Like, you can ride that line of some sappiness, but balance it out. But this was like, 0 to 100 and then quick swerve into Sappyville and just stayed there forever. I was like, oh my God. Like, it was like, did you ever watch Robin Williams' Toys?
No.
Okay. I remember watching that as a child, I don't know, young adult, and thinking to myself, this movie's fucked. Like, this is way too heavy for like a movie called Toys. This is the same thing. Fucking Adam Sandler, comedic actor, dick jokes, fart jokes all the time, and it's just like way too much.
Okay. Interesting.
Fucking do Ryan Gosling in this role. Don't put fucking Adam Sandler in this role.
Yeah, relying too heavy on the supporting cast with Henry Winkler, Christopher Walken. You got Kate Beckinsale, and then again Sean Astin.
Good old Sean Astin. All right, fair enough. I don't mind Click. It's definitely not something that, like, if I'm choosing a movie to rewatch, it's way down on the list. I didn't hate it, but there's not much memorable about it except for the fact that, like, even though the lesson is supposed to be like, just cherish the time that you have, essentially, and that you can't
You nailed it. You nailed it. That's exactly.
That's supposed to be the lesson. I still find myself being like, man, I wish I had that remote some days. So,
yeah.
Next movie, and this may be this may be, to me, one of the most underappreciated Adam Sandler movies, and that's Reign Over Me. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
I watched that in Australia.
Wow.
Never saw it.
At a hostel. They had a theater room. It was really nice.
Wow.
Don Cheadle? Is that Don Cheadle?
I will say that
Jada Pinkett Liv Tyler. Wow.
Yeah, I will say first that Don Cheadle is a phenomenal actor that does not get enough credit.
Yep,
absolutely.
I agree.
He should have won the Oscar in Hotel Rwanda. Great movie too.
Yeah,
sorry.
Very good in Planet of the Apes, the remake. Yeah,
he's phenomenal. I don't know a movie where I've been disappointed in Don Cheadle's performance. And then Adam Sandler in this is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. This to me was like, I was like, he can legitimately, like, I was like, okay, Adam Sandler can act. And then this came out, I was like, Adam Sandler can act.
Brian, I've never seen it. Give me like a quick synopsis on it.
Okay, so essentially Adam Sandler, I think it's I want to say his brother or someone else in his family died in 9/11.
His wife and kids.
That's who it is. So his wife and kids died in 9/11. So he completely breaks down. Like, has a complete mental breakdown, to the point where he, like, isolates himself from society, plays Clash of what is it? He essentially just plays a video game, doesn't go out, becomes a hermit, and then
forgets people from his past. Like, Don Cheadle runs into him in the street, and they were like college grad buddies or whatever. Best
they were roommates.
They
were roommates.
They knew everything about each other, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And
gotcha.
Don was like, "Hey, like, how's it going?" And he's just like, "Oh yeah, whatever. Yeah, hey, who are you? I don't know." And he's just so, like, taken back. And Don Cheadle's a very aspiring dentist, and he's a family man. Like, he's got a young kid and his wife and everything. He's trying to make things work. He's stressing out and everything. So Adam Sandler kind of, like, him helping Adam Sandler helps him.
Yeah, yeah, you
Got it.
can.
But
Yeah,
not a
it's
comedy.
not a
No, no.
comedy at all.
Yeah, there's some funny
There's a
moments,
couple
but
funny
you'll
moments,
laugh here
just
and there.
yeah, and they're
Gotcha.
funny,
All right.
sad moments. like
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
there's moments that are funny, baked into like the sadness and like baked into how
And
how the
they go to
breakdown
court and
is
he
happening.
jumps in, and yeah, like
Yeah.
Right.
it's pretty
So
intense.
it's a it's a really solid movie overall, and if you haven't seen it, just as a movie in general, I recommend you watch it. It's
Great
worth it.
soundtrack. Great soundtrack.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Moving on.
All right. Next is I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Okay. Never saw this movie, although this movie is the right kind of movie for me. It seems like a movie I'd want to watch.
You just want to watch it
And
because Jessica Biel's in it.
I didn't even know that, but now that I know that, I would be on board for that. But it seems like a comedy I'd like, and I always feel like weird about um, what's his name, Kevin.
Kevin
James.
Gee, thank you, Kevin James. Yeah, I always feel weird about Kevin James.
He's such a cheap actor. He just takes
like
anything.
Something like sometimes I like him, sometimes I don't, and same with
Mall
Sandler. Sometimes
Cop.
I like him. Yeah, right.
Zookeeper. So, like,
yeah.
Good Lord, have a soul, man.
I'm always kind of like half and half in both those guys. Which is probably why I missed him in the first place. But I'd definitely go back and watch this movie. Plus, 2007, the world was still kind of sane. I'd want to check that out.
Okay. I hated the movie. I have zero desire to see it. Zero desire to see it again. It could be removed from existence, and I would be okay with that.
All right. Good to know.
Probably one of the most panned movies ever of Adam Sandler's is next. You Don't Mess with the Zohan. Or Zohan.
Zohan. So let me jump in on this one because this was a movie I went out to saw it out because obviously 2008. Yeah, hairstylist. I was like, I was so curious because whenever you see a scene that's either in a barber shop or a hair salon, did you guys ever watch
Barbershop?
Lindsay Lohan did like a HBO series about the Kennedys. She was in it, and she was like Bobby Kennedy's hairstylist wife or girlfriend or something. There's a scene where she's cutting his hair, and it is so off technique. It just made me crazy. So I went into this movie watching for technique, and I was curious of the approach. And at this point in 2008, I wasn't into Adam Sandler at all. I hadn't seen much of his movies on release, but I was curious about this one. So I remember buying this on DVD at like a Blockbuster for like $5 or whatever. I was like, oh, it's hairstyling, I'm in. I remember watching this movie thinking, okay, I like the theme of it where, when people from the Middle East come to North America, it's not the same. It's different, and people don't really care as much as they do back home. And that chick who was also on Entourage was super hot, or is super hot.
Canadian.
She's Canadian. Fuck, hey, I like that even more.
Yeah.
But I remember watching this and thinking it was not a good movie, but it was still kind of funny. So I give it a slight passing mark. And the fact that he used Paul Mitchell, I was kind of shocked. And then John Paul, who is the artistic director for Paul Mitchell, was also in the movie, got a slight bonus mark for me. The technique wasn't good at all. Silky smooth and all that stuff was kind of funny, but yeah. I don't love the movie. I don't love the movie.
The hummus with everything. I appreciated that. That's the only thing I appreciate from that movie.
And banging clients in the back room was pretty funny, and all the bottles falling off. Yeah. But for me, Zohan is below Billy Madison in my scope of liking movies, but I hold it slightly higher just because I'm a little bit more connected to the movie because of his profession.
Yeah. If you want, we can kind of speed run a lot more of these.
Yeah.
Unless anyone has like a super like this
all
movie
the
appealed
Netflix
to me.
Movies.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a movie called Bedtime Stories, which I never watched. I don't know about you guys.
Never saw it.
All right,
Aaron, I watched 5 minutes of it, like just randomly. I think it was on TV, and I was like, "Why is this a movie?"
Yeah, it came out on Christmas Day of 2008. Horrible. Then there's Funny People.
Yeah, I mean,
really
I think this was part of this is kind of the controversy in our group chat which was, I mean, this isn't a traditional Adam Sandler movie. I remember liking this movie a lot, and just feeling it was long. It was a long movie. It's kind
That's
of too drawn out.
exactly it.
Yeah,
That's exactly it.
but I mean, like, look. I mean, look at some of these faces that are in here. Like, okay, fine. You have Sandler.
Seth
Do you,
Rogen.
You got Jonah Hill, you got
Man.
Seth Rogen,
Yeah, thank you. Fuck, man, I'm too high. But yeah, like, there's a lot of great.
Eric Bana.
There's a lot of great
Apatow
people in
films.
this movie, so I don't. I liked it. I thought this was a good movie.
I thought it was really good. Again, Tara and I watched this not too long ago, and yeah, we both, you know, I watched it before, I liked it, and she really liked it. So.
I liked it. I like funny people as well. I just Judd Apatow, though he writes good movies, I feel like he has trouble cutting scenes out, and also
Yes.
like he really struggles writing a good third act. Like he struggles to bring a movie to a close. I think
that's probably
one
why
of
it's
the
so
things that
drawn
I
out too,
don't-
though.
I always struggle with of Judd Apatow movies. So that's a whole other podcast.
Side note,
what?
did you ever watch his stand up?
Yeah, I fucking hate I hate him with a passion. His stand up, I've seen him live, stand up wise. And I
Judd?
hate him with I hate him with a passion because of how he views stand up comedy. He
I
could say
thought-
the funniest joke and I will not laugh at it because internally I hate how he views stand up comedy. Movies, most of his movies I love. But
this movie about stand up, like, the reason why I like this movie again is a topic that isn't, you don't hear, like, you know, it's not too common
Yeah.
that you have like a movie based around stand up. The actors in it were incredible. It wasn't like Punch.
You got RZA in there.
yeah.
Wu Tang Forever, baby.
I
I
think
thought it
you're
was
right.
How did you do that? You went like that?
like this. It's open. You're right. This is Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Too high.
Because it's a W. It's not a triangle. It's a
Oh.
W.
Yeah, no, you're right. No,
Wu-Tang.
Rockefeller, Wu Tang.
Rocking the rock, the diamond.
Brian,
Bad
whenever
boy,
we
baby,
see-
bad boy. Let's do this.
Brian, whenever we see
Okay.
Anthony, we know what we're doing for gang signs.
Oh, but I agree, and like the cast's superb, and like really like even people like Aubrey Plaza are in it, and like
Yeah.
add a lot of humor to it. I will say, I forgot, Jonah Hill in Click. By the way, I forgot that Jonah Hill is in Click.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a smaller role, but he's in Click. Next,
All right.
Grown Ups.
Didn't see it. Didn't look appealing to me at all.
Yeah, Grown Ups.
It was like a 4.5 out of 10. Like it was
Yeah.
funny, but again, really, really cheesy with the whole parenting thing.
And
it was
literally,
like,
I am gonna.
Benchwarmers.
I am gonna read off a bunch of these real quick. Zookeeper.
I'm pretty sure we'll all agree on them.
Zookeeper.
Okay.
Sandler was
Never saw it.
Yeah. Jack and Jill.
Was he,
Never
was he-
saw it.
Oh, I heard Jack and Jill was one of the worst movies ever
That's
made.
my boy.
See, I remember thinking this was
heard
gonna be
good things.
so good. I thought Adam Sandler, Andy
Andy
Samberg.
Samberg.
This is gonna be amazing. This is gonna be amazing. And it was like it didn't even get close to the potential it was. I was heartbroken by this one. Down.
Just go with it.
Yeah, no, never saw it.
I heard good things. I haven't watched that one.
Kevin James as a MMA artist. You got to be kidding me.
Hotel
That's
Transylvania.
the Kevin James
That's
one.
Here
Is Here
Comes the
Comes the
Boom.
Boom.
Which also horrible.
So
Just go with it is the one with Jennifer Aniston in him.
Oh, that's before Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
On
Yeah,
my
it is.
IM
It is. I'm
yeah.
looking at it right now.
On my IMD
Here
list,
Comes the Boom was good
yeah,
because of
it's
Salma
before.
Hayek.
Hotel Transylvania. I never watched it, but I have actually heard for an anime movie it's good. Grown Ups 2.
Yeah.
Never
saw it.
Yeah, I didn't watch the second one, but it's probably just more of the first. Then we have a lot of random credits.
and Paulina Gretzky's in Grown Ups too.
Are any of these like big movies for him? He was in
Well, there's
Pixels.
Blended.
Yeah, Blended.
Blended.
Drew Barrymore one.
The Ridiculous
Yeah.
Six.
Yeah. Top 5. That's a Chris Rock movie. So it's probably a
No.
smaller role from him, so we'll ignore that. Men, Women, and Children.
Never heard of it.
Never
No,
heard of it
same.
either. 6.7 on IMDb. That's high for Adam Sandler. I'm curious what Men, Women, and Children got on Rotten Tomatoes. Not as good. 44% audience score, 33%
What
tomato
about
meter.
the next one, The Cobbler?
The Cobbler. Did you see that,
This
Anthony?
looks like a total dirt. I didn't see it either. Adam Sandler, The Cobbler. Method Man's in it. That's the only other note. Oh, Steve Buscemi's in it as well. It looks like he makes coffee or something. I don't know.
10%.
That's a shoemaker.
10% on Rotten Tomatoes. The Cobbler.
That's what a
Yeah,
cobbler is.
That tells you exactly what's up.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
It's just bad. It's bad from here on out. Pixels, The Ridiculous Six, The
Never saw
Do-Over, Sandy Wexler.
Now hold on. Before you hold on. The Ridiculous Six is a breakthrough because this is when he signs his deal with Netflix, right? So all this stuff is exclusive Netflix. This is a start of that deal.
It was before that because The Ridiculous Six was a Netflix original as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But there was one before that?
I don't know.
No, the Ridiculous Six was the first, and then everything else after that. I saw Sandy Wexler. I didn't think it was that great. I thought it was different for Adam Sandler. But yeah.
Yeah, just lots of disappointment. What is this
The
one?
the
Meyerowitz
big one that
Stories?
I've heard
was
from
alright.
a lot of people. What was that? Sorry.
The Meyerowitz Stories.
I never saw it.
The big one that I've heard, like hit and misses from, was what is it? Jewels?
Uncut
Gems.
Gems. Yeah.
Uncut Gems. My bad. But yeah,
I haven't seen it.
I've heard from some people that is a really good show, and I've heard from some people that is horrible.
I like Uncut Gems.
That'd be one I would check that out. Didn't that win an Oscar?
I liked Uncut Gems. I don't think it won an Academy Award, but I know there was it had buzz.
Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah. It doesn't say on my scroll, but guys, there was more Adam Sandler bust than wins. So
but he's making money.
I just think like as we go through this, clearly like we all are very nostalgic for the original movies, with the exception of you, Anthony, which is baffling.
Right.
It's still
because I was ahead of my time
to this day. That you can't go back and be like Billy Madison, yeah, Happy Gilmore, yeah, like it's so surprising.
I'm gonna go back and rewatch Happy Gilmore and just get a feel for it, and then maybe my opinion might change. But if I'm gonna compare those two movies, Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore, I think I'm more Billy Madison than Happy Gilmore. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, so we need to do a couple more episodes here of like not just Sandler stuff, but like just talking because like we got like 15 minutes of it, like catch up and talk about this and that and stuff. But like,
well, I would still like to play a game of bad choices because I think that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Okay, yeah, I've got about 9% on my phone, so I can I'm good for about 10 more minutes, I think.
You better plug that shit in, buddy. Okay, here we go. Is it okay to cheat on your partner if they gain 100 pounds? Brian, let's ask your wife.
I would say no in general, but I'm a man of higher moral character than you, Anthony. So
I'm gonna say 1,000% it's never okay to cheat on your partner.
Oh,
agreed.
There we go.
Yeah,
we're all
don't be that.
Here.
Don't be that guy.
This is gonna be the most innocent version of this game ever.
Would you rather be someone smart than someone gorgeous?
Absolutely. Smart, absolutely.
Well, I don't need to be, I can be good looking. I don't need to be gorgeous. So yeah, I'd rather be smart.
Okay.
You're not gonna answer?
No, I'd rather be gorgeous.
Oh.
I've already lived one life being smart. I want to try the other side now.
Oh.
Have you ever taken home a souvenir after a one-night stand?
There hasn't been many,
Okay,
so no. Oh, I did take home VD. We'll call that a souvenir.
I have never, but I always remember my buddy's story. It made me laugh so much. He would take the girls' underwear. No joke. He had a box of girls' underwear under his bed. It made me laugh every time I think about it. That's the only one I know.
I don't know who this buddy is, but it sounds like he should be buried under the prison.
I've been given some, but I've never taken just like my own accord.
Yeah, I did give Chaloops a pair of my boxers afterwards. That is true.
Brian gave me VD. Yeah.
In the event of a zombie apocalypse, would you sacrifice everyone here to save yourself? Brian, I would sacrifice Brian for sure, because the world could do with one less Habs fan. But generally, no. But yeah,
I don't think I'd say like I'm not the type that sacrifices others to save myself. So
no. I think all three of us would like be pretty committed to working together, and if it was a sacrifice, it'd be like okay, like we'd all agree it's like this is gonna happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Brian,
all
right, if it's gonna happen,
I got this. It's probably the Leafs fan because he's used to losing anyways. So.
Yeah, it doesn't even bother me this year. Have you ever been punched in the face?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. More times than I'd like to admit.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a story there. That's another day though, because that's a long story.
All right.
I remember in elementary school talking shit with the guy who sat in the desk in front of me. We got into a fight in class. I punched him in the head like this. I hit him with like this part of my fist.
You like hammer fisted him.
Yeah, I hammer fisted him almost on the top of the head. And he was I remember him punching me up, and I remember hitting me in the face, not being stunned, which blew my mind because I always imagined being punched in the face and going down immediately. But that was my funniest being punched in the face memory.
Mm-hmm. I've had some good memories and some bad memories. The one that comes to mind the first time I think was I was in grade, I want to say 5, and me and this guy over lunch recess, like 5 minutes into lunch recess, we were like play fighting, because like St. Richard's had like a sand pit, so we used to like go and wrestle and like play fight and stuff in their big sand pit, and then one of us hurt the other one accidentally, and immediately it turned into a real fight. And this kid, Johnny Biancofiore, I remember his name.
I know him, yeah.
We got into it. And the fight was literally like 30 minutes. And all I remember, like literally, like it didn't stop. And I remember we ended up all the way on the other side of the schoolyard to the baseball diamond somehow. And the fight ended with his brother, who was in grade 8, coming in with a bunch of grade 8 friends and basically like holding me while Johnny landed some shots. And then there was a big enough crowd at that point that a teacher came and broke it up. So
my God.
we're in the principal's office afterwards, and I don't know how, but I think when I was on the ground, I turned into the biggest little bitch. Like they basically held me, and then he hit shots. I was on the ground, and they held me on the ground while he kept hitting me. I think I was the biggest bitch because he had the biggest scratch down his neck, like I scratched him.
That's kind of weird. Okay, but I like it though. I feel bad for you, buddy. I want to give you a hug. Chalupa, have you ever been punched in the face?
Oh yeah, a few times.
Okay.
Usually it involved floor hockey at gym class.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you?
They got a few good shots in, but they eventually fell down.
Okay.
Like it'd be like whack, 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 and then it'd be like, all right, now I got my arm loose, and you're on the ground.
There's gonna be 2 hits. Me hitting you, you hitting the ground.
No. It was like there's gonna be 10 hits. 9 times you punching me in the head, and then me hitting you 1 time in the head.
Oh man.
All right. Have you masturbated in the last 24 hours?
Yes.
No.
Actually, no.
I've ejaculated, haven't masturbated.
Oh.
Ooh. For
Ooh, I thought that was on
$100,000.
Wednesdays.
Actually, the life has
Here-
been extra spicy as of
I
late,
was gonna
so I'm
say,
just
if-
going with it.
I was gonna say, obviously Anthony hasn't been, cutting any hair because of all those grazes. Sploosh.
Yeah, they have to go somewhere.
Yeah.
For $100,000, would you spit on every new person you met for a year?
No. That's awful.
Anthony's yes.
I'm just saying, I see a lot of new people, right? Like I got new clients coming all the time. So yeah.
You have new clients coming in all the time right now, Anthony?
Well, not this second, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Have you ever been blindfolded during sex?
Yes.
Yes, did not like it.
No, I wasn't a fan either.
I'm a visual kind of guy.
No.
Have you ever gotten a tattoo you regretted?
No,
because I have no tattoos. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a tattoo guy.
I
Yeah,
like all
same.
5 of mine.
Yeah.
Shout out to Knox, Essex, and Windsor. Go see him.
Okay. I'm gonna read this question, but you guys don't have to answer. Have you ever stolen from your employer?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I don't know
Good
anyone
question.
who hasn't stolen from their employer. I definitely teefed a few movies from Blockbuster once I found out that they were closing and letting the store managers go. I definitely was
Yeah.
like, Gone with the Wind? I plan on owning this movie.
This is a classic.
Yeah.
Would you sell out your family and friends for fame?
No, not a shot.
Yeah. I mean, ask me.
Maybe one family member, sure.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Not,
Teresa.
not my whole family.
Have you ever driven more than 3 hours to go on a date with somebody?
Yes.
Ooh,
Many times.
Oh,
Many
in
times.
Alberta, I imagine so. Yeah.
Like pretty much every time.
Once, yes.
The farthest I ever drove was London, from Toronto to London, and I don't think that's like an hour and 45 minutes or so. So
Yeah.
Have you ever fallen through on a revenge plot? I have.
Yeah,
I'd love to. I've never actually told the story before. This has actually been like high level. Do not say anything, but I'm high and drunk, so I'm going to say it. In 2009, my softball team won the championship for the first time. The following year, we played my brother's team. They beat us.
Previous year or the following year?
The following. Did I say previous? Oh, sorry,
No,
the following year. The following year, Dave's team beat us. We gave him our trophy to celebrate because the guy who ran the league didn't give us a trophy the day that the final game. So following that, the guy who ran the league, his name was Dave Kerr. So Kerr called me. He's like, "Hey, I got your trophies. Come pick them up. I have your brother's trophy too." So I took that trophy, and me and all my buddies ran our nuts all over the trophy, and then gave it to my brother and his team, and then hope to God they would then take pictures of them kissing the trophy and put it on social media. Now, I don't know if they did kiss the trophy or not, but we ran our nutsack all over that motherfucker. That's all I got to say.
Classic. Now,
Wow.
I don't think I've ever had a revenge plot, though. I don't think. I was trying to think. I'm pretty boring in that regard.
Jeez.
There is, like, there's a stand-up comedian, a smaller guy in Toronto that I secretly have it out for, but I haven't figured out how it'll happen.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's just stand-up comedians are like, you guys know I have some racy material, And like in Toronto, it doesn't play as good as it has in other places. Like when I went to Kingston, killed. Same material in Toronto. Some nights kills, some nights doesn't, depending on
Mississippi,
the crowd.
Missouri, Georgia,
Yeah.
South Carolina, North Carolina,
So
Florida.
so
I'll be
like
at the funny bone
the
in
third time I was
Bochiaya.
trying material, and one of them was a Parkinson's joke. And my the comedian that came up following me, like I bombed, and the comedian that came up following me, instead of doing his set and trying to work out his material, was an open mic. He just spent like 5 minutes roasting me and one of the other comedians that bombed. And I was like, yo, I would love to go back up and roast this dude. I will roast battle the fuck out of him. But he just went for cheap laughs instead. And it's like, dude, that's not why we're at an open mic. Like, if you want to roast, let's do it. I'm down. But if you're going to take shots at another comedian, like, at an open mic when they can't do anything, it just seems super shitty. So, and it just seemed like he needed a cheap laugh. That's what
You should rub your balls all over a trophy he wins. Trust me, it's very satisfying.
No, next time he's following me, I'll rub my nutsack all over the mic.
All over the mic. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
You're like, okay, thank you for your time, and then you're just gonna turn around and all you're gonna hear is.
Oh no, I'll do it in front of everyone.
Aaron, do you want to add before I read this next one off?
Nothing's coming to mind right now. I'm sure something will come up later. But yeah, like I don't know. Like I'm not. Yeah, I can't think of anything at the moment. I know I have, but nothing pops to mind.
All right. Have you ever tried out for a reality TV show? Yes,
No.
I have.
No. I almost tried out for Man Tracker. I was this close. I'm not even kidding. I
think you'd be good on that show.
Tracking men.
I honestly loved that show, and like I was in really good shape, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna actually like keep trying.
Didn't Shane Doan do that show?
I think Shane Doan did do that show.
Yeah, and he did with his brother.
Jesse Lumsden did as well on the podcast. Happened to the Awkward Throat Clear. I think we actually talked about it briefly.
I tried out for Superstars.
I would pay money. Sorry to cut you off, Henry. I would pay money to Brian and Dave to do it together at some point.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I tried out for Superstars.
They would get caught right at the starting line. They'd be arguing about politics right there. It's like, guys, like, you guys haven't left yet. It's been 24 hours.
We'd
still arguing. They're both red in the face. Yeah. This
I'm
is
gonna hold that. Oh, fuck you.
All right. Anthony, will you tried out for Superstars?
I tried out for Superstars, which was the precursor to American Idol. And I obviously know I can't sing, but all my friends could sing. So we sat in line. I sat in line with them. And at first I was just going to go and whatever, check it out and not do it. But we waited in line for like 9 hours. So I obviously did it. I sang, I think it's called Follow Me by Uncle Cracker. I don't know if you remember that jam.
I do.
I sang that, and the judge looked at me and said, "Thank you." And that was it. Then when we left, I got interviewed by the people who talked to you afterwards. And they're like, "How do you think you did?" I'm like, "Oh, for sure I'm going to be on the show. Remember this name. For sure you're going to see me on the TV show." Yeah, that was the end of it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it was a rough.
Now.
Yeah, look,
I remember that show.
Yeah. I tried watching the show to see if I made it. I didn't end up checking it, but I'm going to go see if it's on YouTube.
Fair enough. All right, 2 more cards, then we call it.
Yeah, sounds good. Would you shave off your eyebrows for $1,000?
Not 1,000.
Nah.
No.
I'm not desperate for money.
Have you ever been cock-blocked by a friend?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like more times than I can.
All the time.
Yeah.
My wife always cock-blocked me. It's so weird.
I do to
She
myself.
doesn't even want me to have fun.
I also do it to myself. One time in high school, I told a girl that I just met and was like, "All right, well, I'm gonna shoot my shot." And like this was like probably grade 9, So like I had very little experience with even like asking girls out. So I'll preface it. And I legit found out her name. Her last name was the same last name as mine. And I was like, hey, if we get married one day, you wouldn't have to change your name.
Smooth. Brian S. Smith.
Oh.
The F
Is that one of your
smooth.
bits? Is that one of your like bits when you're up on stage?
Can it be?
It should be. It should be.
It should be.
That
It's
is
that
really good. That is really good.
Oh my god.
Imagine if she kept it, so it's like Smith.
Oh,
Hyphenates it.
Oh my god. Oh man.
yeah. I'm sure I've been caught. I know I've been caught, but I just can't think of anything off the top of my head. I probably blacked it out of my memory.
What about you,
Aaron?
Nothing that stands out for a really funny story.
Okay. Well, with that being said, this was a lot of fun. We came to the realization that Adam Sandler's garbage, as well as lots of weird things like don't put your balls on a trophy. It's probably not. It probably doesn't pan out as well as you think it's going to be in the future.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't make you feel good.
For Brian Smythe and Aaron Chalupa, I'm Anthony El Jefe. Thank you for downloading and tuning in and checking us out.
Awesome. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Take care, everyone.